Hello, this is BBC. The headlines this evening. Ireland's secret burial shame in a town in County Galway. The full excavation of a mass grave of babies and young children at Tuam got underway this morning.
I just got angry. They were discarded, thrown away, forgotten about. And I said, I'm going to be a voice for these children. They're not getting away with it.
Rory McIlroy arrives back in Northern Ireland for golf's Open Championship, the biggest sporting event ever held in Northern Ireland.
It's incredible for the country, it's incredible for Portrush that they have this opportunity not that long after they had it before. And you know, I'm excited personally to be back home.
And the fans were excited to see him back.
It was very nice. Very, very nice. Very chill. He looks a bit tired, but he played well today.
He's committed. You look at what he's achieved in his life. He's just competed at the Scottish Open, and he was the first player to tee off today, so that's a true champion for you.
Also this evening, tens of thousands turn out in Scarva for the Sham fight. And we look back at the Orange Order parades on the 12th.
And it's been a mixed bag of sunny spells and some heavy thundery showers today. More of that to come tonight. I'll have the forecast shortly.
Hello and welcome to the programme. It's Monday, the 14th of July. I'm Lindsay Telford. The full excavation has begun of a mass grave in County Galway where hundreds of children and babies are believed to be buried. The exhumations are being carried out at the former site of an institution for unmarried mothers in Tuam, which opened in 1925 and closed in 1961. The BBC's Ireland correspondent Chris Page has this report.
I was very lucky I got out of there.
PJ Haverty survived an institution which has come to define the most disturbing of secrets. He spent his first 6 years in what used to be called St Mary's Mother and Baby Home. PJ faced the stigma of being born outside marriage, even when he went to school.
We had to go 10 minutes late and leave 10 minutes early because they didn't want us talking to the other kids. Even at the break in the school, we weren't allowed to play with the kids and either. We were cordoned off. You were dirt from the street because you were born out of wedlock. I call that place a prison. I don't call it a home.
The full extent of the tragedy only became known decades after the building was demolished. 11 years ago, this local historian found death certificates for 796 children and babies who died in the institution. But there was no record of where they were buried.
I was just numb, I think, when I was told how many died there, and the fact that there was nothing to remember them by. What happened then is I just got angry. They were discarded, thrown away, forgotten about. And I said, I'm going to be a voice for these children. They're not getting away with it. And that drove me.
When she compared old maps, she found an indication the bodies were in a disused sewage system.
You know, I knew I was on the right track, and I knew I was correct in what I was saying.
You have here clearly marked, you've circled it in red, sewage tank on the bigger map, burial ground, in exactly the same spot.
Yeah, exactly the same spot.
More evidence was provided by a woman who saw a child playing with a skull on a stick in the 1970s. Sadly, Mary Moriarty died after this interview was recorded. Her family have given permission for it to be broadcast. She told us what happened when she accidentally fell into the tank.
I looked around, I said, wait a minute, I see what's down here. And then that's when I seen the little bundles.
How many of the bundles were there?
Hundreds, I say, was in it.
Hundreds,
yeah.
You saw?
And the cloths had gone black, you know, from wet and rot in the damn place. And they were kind of packed one after the other like that, in rows up to the ceiling.
The story which has been uncovered here is one of institutional inhumanity and unspeakable cruelty. The relatives and survivors who've campaigned for the excavation now hope that as many of the children and babies as possible will finally be buried with dignity.
This is William's birth certificate and no death certificate.
No death certificate?
No. Again, this is just what I've showed you already. They died.
Anna Corrigan thinks she may have 2 brothers buried at the site. She was in her late 50s when she found out that she wasn't an only child. She says it's been very difficult to get solid information.
All I've come across was obstruction, obfuscation, prevarication. What I want, if I find my brothers that are there, I'll decide maybe reinter them with my mother. Closure that I can actually put on her tombstone, predeceased. I can't put that in it because I don't know whether they're dead or not. Predeceased by her sons John and William.
It's thought there's never been an exhumation of children's remains on this scale anywhere in the world. The excavation is expected to take 2 years. Those most affected by the scandal are longing for healing after generations of stigma and shame. Chris Page, BBC Newsline, Tuam.
Police have said a fire that caused extensive damage to a West Belfast GAA club was started deliberately. A shop, signage and a digital scoreboard at Lavyarig in Hannestown were destroyed in the blaze on Saturday evening. Police said it was absolutely unacceptable that a community organisation should be targeted in this way. To golf now, and Rory McIlroy caught fans at Royal Portrush by surprise today, turning up early to prepare for Thursday's start to the Open Championship. It was the second of 2 official practice days. Well, Stephen Watson, who's live for us all this week, was also up early to catch Rory.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, Rory McIlroy was actually playing in the Scottish Open yesterday, where he finished runner-up and then flew to Northern Ireland last night. But because of some travel delays, he actually didn't arrive here in Portrush until after 1 o'clock in the morning. And after 4 hours sleep, only 4 hours, he was the first person on the tee today in his opening practice round at 7 o'clock in the morning. Now, it has, of course, already been an incredible 2025 for Rory McIlroy, winning the Masters at Augusta in April. And that success, of course, earned him a very unique place in the sport by becoming just the 6th golfer in history to achieve a career Grand Slam by winning all 4 major events. And he told me earlier he is thrilled to be playing in another Open at home.
It's incredible. It's incredible for the country. It's incredible for Portrush that they have this opportunity not that long after they had it before. And I'm excited personally to be back home and to get another crack at winning a claret jug here at Portrush. 19 didn't quite go the way I wanted it to. It still ended up a great week with Shane and everything that he did. I'm excited for this week. I'm coming here, a completely different player and different person than the person I was in 2019, and I feel like I'm just should be better equipped to handle everything that comes my way this week.
You get that one? You come here as a Grand Slam champion as well. This is a pretty special homecoming. How much are you feeling the love already being home?
Yeah, it is. It's amazing to see even so many, I played a very early practice round this morning. Just amazing to see so many people out there so early. Wanting their Masters flag signed or whatever it is. It's incredible to come home with the green jacket.
Thank you, really appreciate it.
My name's Rory too.
In my
Thanks so much.
wildest dreams that I think that, coming back to Portrush 2025, doing what I've done already, feeling like I have a great chance to sort of bookend the year, to sort of win the first one and the last one. I'm excited for the week, I'm excited for the opportunity, and I honestly just can't wait to get going.
Look, this has been an unbelievable year already. You'll forgive all of your fans for being greedy. They don't just want to welcome you home, they want you to win this tournament as well. I mean, what would it mean to you to win the Open in Northern Ireland?
It would be amazing. I think it would be just as emotional, if not more emotional, to do that than what I did in Augusta in April, and everyone saw, the mess I was after that. So it would be absolutely incredible. I just, I'm so grateful and appreciative of the support that I get from home, and they really make me feel that out there. And that's an amazing feeling to play in front of that and to experience that. And I want to really try to embrace it this week. And there's pressure internally to put on a good show for everyone, but I know if I just go out and play my game, I'm playing well enough to give myself a great chance.
Well, Rory in great form today, albeit a little bit tired, and obviously enjoying being home and very keen to make sure he revels in what is going to be a very, very special week. And as Mark Simpson reports, as you can imagine, his home fans were very excited to see him.
A golf hat signed by Rory McIlroy, and a flag, a glove, an autograph book, and of course, a selfie. He's there somewhere. Yes, there he is. And they all got to meet him too. Talking to Rory, how was he?
It was great, it was very nice. Very, very nice. Very chill. He looks a bit tired, but he played well today.
Were you surprised to see Rory McIlroy here so early?
No, I mean, he's committed. We look at what he's achieved in his life. He's just competed in the Scottish Open, and he was the first player to tee off today, so that's a true champion for you.
Is he going to win this week?
Yes, he will.
You whispered that.
He'll win. Come on, Rory.
It's my birthday today, so I'm celebrating my birthday today, so it's good to be along here.
Well, this young man here has been desperate for Rory to sign this green jacket that he won last year in a competition in Scotland. And he's just got in about the guddle there and managed to get Rory to put his imprint on it there. A good year for Rory to be signing green jackets, I think.
Mine's a bit more green.
Where have you come from?
I'm from Oregon in the United States.
All the way here just to see Rory McIlroy?
Him and plus Scotty Scheffler and Lowry, a few other guys, so yeah.
What do you make of the show so far?
It's special. I'm glad the rain's held off for a little bit. This is the first time I've been to a major championship, so this is a really special dream come true.
What every spectator wants is dry conditions. It's been okay most of the day so far, but the threat of thunderstorms meant that play was briefly suspended at lunchtime. But for golf fans of all ages, this week is all about enjoying themselves. Mark Simpson, BBC Newsline.
And at least the sunshine is out now. That's it from Royal Portrush for the moment, but do join me again later when we will hear from the 2019 Open champion Shane Lowry. And I'm delighted to say we will be joined by one of Northern Ireland's major champions, Graham McDowell, live on the programme.
Thanks, Stephen. Now, back to Saturday when thousands took part in 12th of July celebrations. All over Northern Ireland, crowds lined the streets of our cities, towns and villages on what was the warmest day of the year to watch the annual Orange Order parades. And our reporters were there too in counties Fermanagh, Armagh and Londonderry. And we'll hear from them in a moment. But first, this report from Robbie Meredith, who followed the main parade in Belfast.
The build-up to the Belfast 12th had been dominated by controversy over a bonfire on the Donegal Road, close to an electricity substation and on a site that contained asbestos. But it was heat of a different kind that marked the Belfast 12th parade on a blazing day. Though that didn't stop many making a day out of it.
We'll go till the Lisburn Road. Our friend brings chairs and we sit up there till the parade's coming home again.
And we've been in Ireland here maybe 10 days, so we've been travelling, hearing about it that whole time, so coming up and seeing it is fascinating.
The heat did mean, though, a few concessions for marchers.
Apparently they've been given permission to take their bowlers and their jackets off once they pass the BBC.
You've let out state secrets there.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not in my white shirt and my black trousers, so I'll be just fine. But yeah, bless the guys that are doing it.
The parade paused at Belfast City Hall for a wreath-laying ceremony at the Cenotaph. Then the long walk continued to the field at Edenderry, where there was time for a cooling ice cream. Though from the platform, heated words from the DUP leader Gavin Robinson for the government over the Windsor framework.
Hilary Bain doesn't seem to understand the damage being done. Or maybe he just doesn't care.
So no lack of heat there either. Robbie Meredith, BBC Newsline.
The Armagh 12th is said to be the largest Orange gathering on the day. This year's event took place in Katy, with thousands of Orangemen joined by around 70 bands, including pipe, silver, flute, accordion, and more than a few lambeg drums. There had been online speculation that there would be a protest in the largely nationalist village, but this didn't materialise. The parade crossed the main street before making its way up the Crossmore Road and into the field.
It's just seeing the bands and the culture and just everything about Orangeism.
My husband and Anna's husband, they're in a band, so we come to support.
Rain, hail or snow, we'll be here.
The field was a meeting point for political and Orange representatives.
The important thing is that we can celebrate our own identity, but celebrate that peacefully, in a community way that involves the whole of the community.
I think what people want to see is a much more united front right across, not just within the order, not just today, but of course within political unionism as well.
Next year's Armagh 12th is in Newton Hamilton. Cormac Campbell, BBC Newsline, Katy.
There was a distinct smell of sun cream in Kesh, with it and water being made freely available for the thousands of people gathered. They watched as 90 lodges and around 65 drum, accordion and flute bands paraded through the village.
Down in Fermanagh, we like to make it a sort of family day. You have your ice cream vans, your chips vans. I always say it's from a band to a three-bake, we'll have it all in Fermanagh here.
We come every year, and my husband marches, he's in the Orange Lodge, and my sister-in-law and I, we spend the day together.
We love to meet friends that you only maybe see once or twice a year, and the bands, especially like the silver bands and the pipe bands. Fermanagh, we're spoilt by having such lovely bands.
Brilliant. Great day, sunshine, all the people's out. I'm up at my caravan, just pop down, and great day.
As well as the lodges from across Fermanagh, the neighbouring counties of Monaghan, Cavan, Leitrim and Donegal were represented too. And while this isn't the biggest parade, the people in Kesh certainly think it was the best one. Elaine Mitchell, BBC Newsline, Kesh.
The Orange Order estimated that between 25 to 30,000 people were in Coleraine to enjoy the 12th. 51 lodges and 35 bands were on parade in and around the town centre as part of this major demonstration. The lodges were drawn from all over the northwest and included City of Londonderry Grand Orange Lodge, as well as Limavady, McCoskin and County Donegal.
Well, for those that take part, as you can see, they're all marching past us here at the moment. They have pride, they understand why they're here. The spectators come because it's a family day, so they're here to watch their family.
Thousands lined the route to take in the demonstration. It was a significant day for one lodge in Coleraine, LOL 87, which has a new banner. On the front it has their home at Coleraine Orange Hall, while on the reverse is the Royal Train.
The train was brought Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II through Coleraine to Bellarina on the 28th of June 2016 to open the Bellarina station, and it's also the train that brought Her Majesty through Coleraine in 1953 as part of her celebrations.
After a religious service, the return parade took place later on Saturday afternoon. Kieran Turish, BBC Newsline, Coleraine.
With those 12th celebrations, every year the Royal Black Institution holds a parade and a theatrical reenactment of King William III's victory at the Battle of the Boyne. It's known as the Sham fight and it takes place in Scarva. Well, today tens of thousands of people turned up in the county downtown for the event, and our reporter Rory O'Reilly went along too.
It was a family affair today, as tens of thousands packed into the fields here in Scarva to where King William is said to have camped with his army on the way to the Battle of the Boyne. More than 90 marching bands took part in a procession which saw pipers and drummers from across the UK, drawing in crowds from near and far.
I live in North Carolina now. I've been there almost 5 years, and this is my son's first, 12th of July and 13th, and we're home for the celebrations. Love it.
I've been here the past 26 years of my life.
And what brings you over every time? Why do you enjoy it so much?
Just the parades and the atmosphere. Brilliant.
It's absolutely amazing. I can't believe there's so many people. It must be the largest parade I've ever been at.
It's a day in the calendar that people look forward to coming to, something else for the family and for everyone.
And the recent spell of good weather managed to hold out, for the most part. But the rain didn't dampen spirits, and the Sham fight finished with a predictable result. Rory O'Reilly, BBC Newsline, Scarva.
Now let's head back up to Royal Portrush, host of this year's Open Championship, where we can rejoin Stephen Watson.
Thank you very much. Well, earlier in the programme, we of course heard from Rory McIlroy, and in a moment I'll be joined by another of Northern Ireland's major champions, Graham McDowell. But first to the 2019 Open champion, Shane Lowry, who won this tournament back then by 6 shots to lift the famous claret jug. He was a popular winner, and he told me today he'd love to do it again.
Look, it's an incredible venue, regardless of what happened in 2019, and the fact we're back here so quickly and back playing the Open here is special, and I'm excited to get the week going. Obviously, you walk around and stuff starts to flow back to you what happened in 2019, especially when you got the grandstands here now, try and enjoy it as best I can, but also I know when Thursday comes around I have a job to do and give my best to try and do something similar to what I did 6 years ago.
How nice to have your mural outside the front door of Royal Portrush.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm happy. I take a left out of the golf club so I don't have to see it every day, but it is nice. Obviously it's something that it's very special that they decided to do something like that for me, and it's pretty cool.
Well, I'm delighted to say this man, Graham McDowell, joins us live. Graham, I know you'd love to be here playing this week. Unfortunately, you were unable to qualify. Just can you sum up your disappointment, first of all?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think it really hit me until I stood here and looked around and realised, just how badly I did want to be here. I knew I wanted to be here badly, and the qualifier a couple of weeks ago, I got off to a nice start, and it was within touching distance, and I wanted it really badly, but. Listen, I'm delighted to be here for the week. I'm going to do some TV and maybe share some of my memories and thoughts about this links where I've spent many an hour, on this piece of turf right here where we're standing today. And like I say, I'm just proud. I'm proud of the country. I'm proud of Portrush and this golf course, and can't wait to see how the week pans out.
Just how special is it that this event has come back to Northern Ireland 6 years after the last time?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a long time in the building, first time around in 19. I've said it, that I really feel like we're going to enjoy it more this time around. 19 was obviously the first, hopefully, of many. There was a lot to celebrate, just how far the country had come, the whole island of Ireland. To see Shane win it the way he did was just special. One of my very good friends, and this time round we got Rory McIlroy, Grand Slam champion.
I mean, just how big is that to have the Grand Slam champion coming here to headline this week?
That's huge. I mean, like I say, it's one of those things I don't think we'll realise. The grandeur of what he's achieved. It's something we'll look back on in decades to come. And he's a legend of the sport. He's a legend of the game. And he's from Northern Ireland, and he's going to be here this week at the absolute peak of his powers, and he said that he'd love to win this one, and I can't imagine what the scenes would look like coming down the last on Sunday afternoon if he had a chance.
Graham, thank you very much. Great to see you back home again. Graham tonight is about to have a hole here at Portrush named after him officially at a members' evening. We have one final story for you tonight, and that is Gaelic football. We now know who the finalists in this year's All-Ireland final will be. Eric White reports.
If Tyrone were going to beat Kerry, they knew David Clifford had to be kept quiet. But that didn't happen.
Ball over the top to David Clifford. He's got to be stopped. He's not. What a goal!
Clifford's goal the difference at half-time. But after the break, the Kingdom extended their lead to secure a third final appearance in 4 years.
We missed a few chances, and then Kerry when they got their hands on the ball, they were to penetrate us, efficiently on a number of occasions. Boys kept trying till the end, but in fairness, Kerry were the better team in the second half and won the game.
Meath had been expected to test Donegal, but the Ulster champions proved dominant in the Sunday sunshine.
Goal for Donegal.
3 goals and a 20-point margin of victory, and Donegal are into just their 4th ever final, their 3rd under Jim McGuinness.
I think we've deserved the right now to go and play that game, and they've had a long push over the course of the last number of months, and delighted that they've got that opportunity, and please God now they can take it.
It's been a 10-game campaign to get this far, but Donegal show no signs of flagging. Eric White, BBC Newsline.
That's it, live from a very sunny evening at Royal Portrush. We'll be back live again tomorrow night. Back to you.
Thanks, Stephen. To the weather now, and thunder and lightning in Bangor last night. Barrow, is there more of this to come?
More, unfortunately, on the way. A bit of a shaky week. We've lost that heat that we had over the weekend. But as Stephen mentioned, some sunshine still managed to get out. This was the picture through the day. You can see bits and pieces of cloud drifting overhead. Breaks, though, allowed the sunshine through, but we still had some heavy showers today and 1 or 2 remaining out there this evening. Overnight tonight is going to turn much more unsettled. We're going to have heavy outbreaks of rain. The light colours indicating that there could be some torrential, thundery downpours as well. But a mild night, temperatures of 11 or 12 degrees. Not quite as muggy as it has been, though, recently. So a wet start for some of us tomorrow. Some heavy rain to begin with. Once that clears, a mixed bag. There will be sun, but also some heavy showers, perhaps. So quite a bit of rain around at first tomorrow. The light colours indicating as well through the afternoon that some of those showers could bring some rumbles of thunder as well. Now we hit nearly 30 degrees over the weekend. Tomorrow we're looking at 17 or 18 Celsius, and when the winds along the north coast, it's going to feel a little bit cooler than that at about 15 or 16 Celsius. I think by the end of the day, though, many places will eventually turn dry, just 1 or 2 showers, and then we have a better picture in store as we go overnight into Wednesday. It's going to turn drier, some clearer spells, a bit of a cooler, fresher night. Temperatures, well, for some of us dropping into the single figure. So a cool night to come, but Wednesday itself, we're expecting a largely dry day, plenty of sunshine. Further south, if you're off that way, it does look as though cloud and rain will come in from the Atlantic. But I think for Northern Ireland, it's set to stay dry, plenty of sunshine, a little bit warmer too. We could see temperatures creeping up into the low 20s, especially in the west. A little bit cooler maybe towards the coast. But from Thursday onwards and over this weekend, it's a case of sunshine and showers, some thunder too.
Thanks, Barra. That's it for now. Our late news is at 10:30. Until then, you can keep up to date with the BBC News NI website and with Radio Ulster. Night night.